The 29th of January, 2012, St. Louis, Missouri, marks the date of the 25th annual Royal Rumble. That's a quarter of a century of Royal Rumble matches. Now, who will win is the question. The biggest question is who will win this match. And I'm going to go through the roster now to just do a little, well, not everybody on the roster, because, you know, we know which superstars will and have a chance to win and who won't have a single chance to win at all. Like, say, Kurt Hawkins. I mean, I highly doubt he would ever be close ever to winning. Okay, now the idea of this year is that any superstar is eligible of competing in the Rumble, which includes the WWE Champion, CM Punk. Now, an idea of this is that CM Punk would go on to win the Royal Rumble, go on to win at Elimination Chamber, and then go on to win the World Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania, to become the unified champion, once again unifying Raw and SmackDown as a single show. A believable choice, of course, because it has happened in the past, and having the entire WWE roster as one, as it used to be, wouldn't be terribly bad. And it has happened as of recently with the Raw Super Shows, because, you know, any superstar from any brand can be a part of these shows, it seems as if. Except for, you know, NXT, because it's a piece of crap. Now, I also see Dolph Ziggler possibly I see Dolph Ziggler going on to it, but I know he won't, because he has... It's his time. No, I can't really say it's his time. It's more, he's got the skill to do it. It's just not the right time for him to do it. Give it a couple of years, and I do see him definitely winning it. Jack Swagger's a no-no. John Cena's a hell no-no, especially with this possibly heel turn coming up with him, which, if does happen, I would actually be really happy with WWE. Kane entering his 14th consecutive, I believe, Royal Rumble, will not win this Royal Rumble, I can see it. Just for the simple fact, one, he's going to get handed by John Cena, I'm sorry to say it, because John Cena will win the match. That, and because I believe he will win the 13th, his 15th straight, the 2013 Royal Rumble, is what I see him winning. Or if not, then he will win maybe his 20th in a row, but I don't see him getting on that further. The Miz drew number 1 in the Royal Rumble, and will not win it, unfortunately, because of the simple fact, yes, he's had a big opportunity, but it seems the Royal Rumbles isn't as much to give someone a title shot, but it is to give someone a push in their career. Yes, the Miz may possibly need this, but remember, he held the championship a lot last year in 2011 and 2012, and it's really not needed for him. Rey Mysterio will not return for this Rumble either, because he's still inactive. If he does, I highly doubt him winning it. One idea is that he will return before WrestleMania to compete at WrestleMania, but probably doing no matches whatsoever. An idea there was that he'd verse Sin Cara as well, depending on if Sin Cara is able to get from his injury. Now we go into SmackDown superstars. The Big Show. Yeah, I just don't see him winning it. He's a very sloppy wrestler, and personally I don't see him lasting maybe a few more years in WWE, not much longer. Christian's still gone. Yeah. So I don't see him returning anytime soon. Cody Rhodes is seen as the dark horse to win this match, a favourite, if you will, to win this match as well. Possibly losing his Intercontinental Championship earlier on in the night to his brother, Goldust. Now, one idea I saw is that Goldust would screw him over in the Intercontinental Championship match, and then screw him over in the Royal Rumble as a double insult to injury. Daniel Bryan is eligible of being in this year's Royal Rumble, even though he is currently the World Heavyweight Championship, but I don't see him lasting after the match. I see him winning his match, but after that he will glow to something, you know, doing yes, 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 and then getting his butt handed by someone. I'm assuming that'd be Big Show or Henry, but either way, he's boned. He's not. I don't see him making it to the Rumble. If he does, he's gonna lose anyway. Drew McIntyre, no. Who else we got? Jinder Mahal says it's part of him to win the Royal Rumble. He's going to do it for India. Be the first Indian to win it, yet he's not going to because he is not high enough. He's still a WWE Superstars wrestler, mind you. He's not going to win it. There'd be no chance. Mark Henry? No chance. I'm sorry, but, he'll last a few minutes, but maybe him and Big Show will both meet in the ring, clash, and then Daniel Bryan eliminate them just to fuck him over one more time. Randy Orton, in his hometown of St. Louis, Missouri. Could he win it? It's believable. It is believable. Could he win it for a second time? The Legend Killer, the Viper, Randy Orton, could in fact be the next Royal Rumble winner. The idea is that he will win the Royal Rumble, go on to, and then not do many matches until WrestleMania, excluding, say, he'll do a match at Elimination Chamber, but because of his injury, he won't do much until WrestleMania. Which kind of leaves you in the same situation that Edge and Cena both had. They returned and they didn't do too many matches because they were still injured. And they tried giving him time off, but, they still wanted them to win the Rumbles. Which I really see as a very... I love Orton. I love seeing Orton in the ring. But would see it as a very poor move on WWE's behalf. One, to give it to someone who's already won it. Two, he just seems unneeded because he's already had that push of his career. Last year was the greatest year of his wrestling career. I mean, he did phenomenal matches against Christian last year, so why not give him the opportunity to not win it and prove that he's better than that? I would love to see Orton win the Rumble, but at the same time, I think there's other superstars in the WWE that does need a push. Like the next person, Sheamus. 2010 Royal Rumble, King of the Ring, winner. He's had 2 championships in WWE? 2 WWE championship reigns? He's a phenomenal superstar. He's been getting a great push by the WWE. And he could be the first ever, as far as I know of, Irish-born superstar to also win the Royal Rumble. Could this be the year of the Irishman? The Great White. It's actually the year of the Dragon, I believe, but it could actually be the year of the Great White. Ted DiBiase, I'm sorry to say, is injured. I would love to see him in the Rumble. Tyson Kidd will not win this year's Royal Rumble either. The Undertaker, we haven't seen him since WrestleMania. After he did his back injury. I don't see him returning to win the Rumble. I don't see him returning in the Rumble. I do see him returning, on the other hand, on Monday Night Raw when Triple H returns, just for the simple fact that it's been ideated that they go one more time in the ring and possibly ending The Undertaker's career, not the streak, though. Another favourite who has been he's been a wrecking machine as of lately. He's had a great barrage going. Wade Barrett. I would say, if he won, I would have to be excited for this year's WrestleMania. He's a phenomenal wrestler. And he does deserve it. He's been called by Mark Calloway, if you don't know The Undertaker, that he will be the future of the WWE because of just his skills in the ring. He is a phenomenal wrestler, and definitely deserves to win the Rumble. And the final person, my personal pick for the Rumble, Chris Jericho. Now the reason I say this is because, one, it's been ideated that Jericho says he won't say nothing until after he wins the Rumble. So it means either he wins the Rumble this year, or we have to go an entire year without listening to Chris Jericho talk at all. That'd suck. He's a great He's great on the mic. He's held multiple championships. He was the first ever undisputed champion. He defeated both Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock in the same night. I mean, why, I know he doesn't really need a push because he is such a phenomenal wrestler, but at the same time, to add to his resume, it would be something that he deserves to add. You know, Alberto Del Rio won it last year, being in the WWE for maybe 6 months, I think it was. So what's not to say that Jericho needs something like this to chuck to his resume, just to say, hey, I've already deserved to be in the Hall of Fame, but I'll take this with me as well. Personally, I do believe that Jericho will win. And this past week on Raw, he said, the world we know it will end as of this Sunday. What will that mean? Well, the world as we know it right now is that there's 24 Royal Rumble winners. Or actually 25 Royal Rumble winners. Because of a 94 when, I can't remember, Lex Luger, I can't remember the other guy, both won the Rumble together, because that was before they had the idea of when, in 2005, both Batista and John Cena, they had to restart the match. But, Jericho to win is probably the best idea currently. Just a simple fact that they've given it to so many big superstars in the last few years. So why not give it to him? He deserves it. I mean, and to see CM Punk, Chris Jericho, WrestleMania, that would set it right there. Chucked in with, say, Orton and Bryan, maybe, you know, to face off. It would, make internet fans fanatic about this year's WrestleMania. Just because of having CM Punk and Daniel Bryan both in the main event, chucked in with possibly seeing John Cena getting his butt whooped by The Rock. What's not to love? So if Chris Jericho does win this WrestleMania, I will be happy. I'm sure there'll be many, many people that will be happy. So please, Chris Jericho, win the Royal Rumble.